Alright guys, I just wanted to make a video talking about some important things. Alright, and so if you think about how the way raindrops are full of dust and little critters, and they fall into they'll go right into your eyeball if you look up, and that's just like a nuclear bomb going off. It's like little aliens coming down a little spaceship, landing on the world. But the world's your eyeball, and proportionally that's probably accurate. Things get real small, especially at nighttime. That's when things are full of fire and darkness, okay? Now, blades of grass, they're little saw blades. You didn't know that, but they are. They've got glass teeth on them just like a saw, just like a piranha's tooth. And if you go running through tall grass like elephant grass, it'll cut you to smithereens. It'll just cut you to ribbons. Now that's a good trap. Just have grass full of raptors and homeless people with straight razors. And you tell them that anyone who comes in here has their specific drug of choice on them, but they won't share it with them. That's how you set it up, okay? Now, glass bottles, you can nap those into arrowheads or spear tips. And you say, why would I want to do that? Well, ask a woolly mammoth. Ask a big woolly mammoth what he thinks about spear tips, okay? Because he thinks they're pretty nasty. And the ancient Indians, they used to, in the 60s, they used to take down the telephone poles for the glass insulators that hold the wires, and they'd nap those puppies all day into all kinds of spear tips. And the white tax man come around looking for some hokum pokum. He's gonna get a stick and smoke 'em, if you know what I mean. Because you don't want to mess with the sinews. You don't want to mess with the vibes. Okay, now cinnamon is made of bark. Does that mean if beavers had taken over the world instead of humans, would there be more cinnamon or would there be less cinnamon? Because they would have eaten it all. Or maybe cinnamon would be too strong for their little rodent palates. Maybe it'd be like a drug for them. Rodent society, a beaver tower, two big wooden towers, and a big wooden airplane flew into them. It was a dark day. It was a dark day for Beaver York. Okay, and a lot of you aren't taking me seriously because you haven't opened your third eye. That's the pineal gland. It's shaped like a pine cone. Pope hat, pine cone. Dagon, the black cube of Saturn. Okay, these are real things. These are real ideas and real thoughts that exist out there in the sphere. All right, and now two-dimensional labyrinths can be traversed by a 3D being who's projected into 2 dimensions. Like Paper Mario, you can be like 3D and then 2D and then get through those problems you're having, okay? Be like Paper Mario. I can't get through this problem. Oh, she took my chihuahua and she moved to Nova Scotia, and she didn't give me her address, so I can't get him back. And he had to be neutered, and she didn't neuter him, and that makes him aggressive. Okay, that's a big 3D problem. Okay, put that 3D into 2D, and you know you could just kill your dog and just wipe out the whole problem right there. Okay, you get revenge on her because she saw her little dog die, and he's free of this whole long-distance split custody situation. Okay, now that's not legal advice. I'm not a liar. I'm not a lawyer. Funny how close those two words are. It's like they call it nominal determinism. If your name's Woody, you're going to end up in a wood shop, and the little Gen Alpha kids are going to tie your shoes together, and your tie gets caught in the bandsaw, and you get sucked up in there and cut to ribbons in front of them. It'll traumatize them forever, and that's what they get. That's just desserts. Now, and that's a Yu-Gi-Oh card there. It was like a big, fat, sweaty guy. You know, the older I get, the more I end up looking like the card art for Just Desserts. I've got the body of a Yu-Gi-Oh god. Okay, look at that. All right. Now, only a select few of you have made it this far into the video. And you know what that says about you? It says maybe your brain's slightly smaller than it should be. But, good things. often come in small packages. Okay, the ladies know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Chihuahuas, because they love them. And they're small little dogs, and their eyes kind of point in different direction. You say, well, that makes them look derpy, but it also gives them like Reddington eyes. Or not the ones that are like white. What's that show with the little guy and the black-haired guy and the kid and the blonde-haired kid, and they end up kissing in school? And they got the white eyes that can see everything. That's like a Chihuahua. They've got superpowers. And if you had half the gumption of Chihuahua, you'd already be the Prime Minister of Zimbabwe right now. Okay, so little things are good things, big things are good things. Unless it's an explosion, it's a bad thing. Unless that explosion is inside a tumor, then it's a cancer tumor. Okay, look at this. This is an invention. Nanites, tiny little guys. Each nanite is loaded with 4 million pounds of C4, and they go in to your cells, into your cancer cells, and they blow them to kingdom come. They just blow them straight to hell. Okay, and that's $1 million idea right there. You just have to ask the Chinese to make it, because they can make anything over there. And I think you got the idea, and that's quite a bit to chew on. That's quite a bit to adjust there. That's a lot of ideas, and a lot of truth, okay? And when you have truth, you gotta digest it, because if you don't digest the truth, Mom, it'll blow up in your face. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye.